Yes.
100%. I mean, that was a terrible accident.
It's hard to say that you 100%.
I mean, he rolled like 5, 6, 7 times. Look at that car.
These are the only fucks, you know, that are going to be able to do anything.
He's working with someone, right, that probably assured him that this would work?
FBI agents have raided the Southern California home of YouTube star Jake Paul. Federal officials say the search was...
Joe Rogan destroyed Paul brother after their involvement on Anthony Joshua car accident. Joe Rogan didn't hold back, calling out Jake and Logan Paul over their suspicious connection to Anthony Joshua's crash. With the FBI reportedly investigating, Rogan's blunt words humiliate the brothers, exposing their recklessness and highlighting how their antics may have endangered Joshua's life, sparking public outrage.
And who knows what happened to him when he survived, right? Like, did he hit his head? Did he hit his neck? Like, what is he okay? Like, is he 100%? Or is he always going to be a little fuck from that?
Joe Rogan tore into Jake Paul with full force, painting a vivid picture of reckless behavior that nearly cost lives. Anthony Joshua survives, but the FBI now investigates, and Logan Paul's suspicious tweet only adds fuel to the fire. Rogan's words humiliate the brothers, showing how their careless stunts turned tragedy into scandal, leaving fans in shock.
The YouTube star was reportedly not present in the home when the search happened. The LA Times reporting that multiple weapons were found and taken from the property. The FBI has confirmed that no arrests were made.
Johnny Nelson reminds us of the harsh reality behind Anthony Joshua's crash. Nothing else matters when lives are on the line. While the investigation is still ongoing, public opinion is turning sharply against the Paul brothers, with fingers pointing at their reckless actions. The tragedy has exposed their irresponsibility, leaving fans shocked and furious.
Nigeria, it's just sad. It just makes you realise how valuable life is and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and we talk about beefs and these things are just nothing when it comes to real life and losing your life. So it was a sad thing to hear, a sad thing to see. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally. But you've got to think about these two men who were somebody's child, someone's brother, and that's what you've got to think about, those people that have lost their lives.
Joe Rogan's words expose the terrifying reality of Anthony Joshua's accident. Surviving such a violent crash was almost impossible, and the reckless behavior of Jake and Logan Paul now draws even more scrutiny. With the FBI involved, Rogan's blunt condemnation highlights the gravity of their actions and how dangerously close Joshua came to losing everything.
I mean,
That's bonkers. Thank God he didn't have a seatbelt on. I never say that. Thank God he didn't have a fucking seatbelt on, because if he did,
there's no way.
he would be dead. Probably, or fucking severe.
John Fury's reaction perfectly captures the relief and shock surrounding Anthony Joshua's survival. His words remind us how fragile life can be, even for a man as strong as Joshua. This moment isn't about boxing or fame, it's about gratitude, resilience, and the sheer luck that kept him alive after such a devastating accident.
Jake, you're one lucky lad. God bless you, my lad. Glad you're alive again. Shocked me, it has. Terrible. Anyway, good luck everybody, and try and enjoy the new year as much as you can and be safe.
Pain Game highlights the physical toll Anthony Joshua must be enduring after the crash. Even a fighter used to extreme punishment can't escape the strain of such an accident. Every injury, shock, and jolt matters now, showing just how serious the situation was and reminding everyone of Joshua's toughness both inside and outside the ring.
He's been through such a severe car accident there. Like, alright, he's lucky enough to still be alive, but fuck me, his body must be going through a lot right there. This is not a man who winces in pain easily, right? He gets punched for a living. And obviously, like, you're supposed to take people out of car accidents like that with great care because you don't want to...
Garetha Davies lays it out bluntly. Anthony Joshua's crash was nothing short of catastrophic, and the road itself turned deadly. While investigations are ongoing, the speculation over the Paul brothers' involvement is heating up. The boxing world is stunned, and every new detail makes this story even more chilling, exposing how quickly fame, fortune, and risk collide.
Horrific accident that's happened on a very dangerous stretch of road.
Eddie Hearn's words underline the precariousness of Anthony Joshua's situation. While physically he may have escaped major injuries, the emotional and mental aftermath of such a violent crash cannot be underestimated. Surviving what could have been fatal is miraculous, but the stakes are higher than ever. Every detail, from the terrifying scene to the losses involved, paints a stark reminder of how quickly life can change. Joshua's resilience is being tested, and Hearn's cautious optimism mirrors the uncertainty felt by fans worldwide as they watch the heavyweight icon begin the slow road to recovery after a near catastrophe.
It doesn't look like he has any major injuries. He's true, and that would be fantastic, and obviously he'd be a very lucky boy if that was the case, but we hope that is the case.
Sonny Faz captures the shocking contrast between Anthony Joshua's global fame and the life-threatening reality he just faced. From dominating in front of millions on Netflix to barely surviving a catastrophic crash, the ordeal is a humbling reminder of how fragile life can be. Two of his closest friends tragically lost their lives, amplifying the tragedy, despite his fame, wealth, and recent victories, including Jake Paul. Joshua is forced to confront vulnerability in a way no fight could ever prepare him for. This isn't just news, it's a chilling wake-up call that life outside the ring can hit harder than any opponent ever could.
Weeks ago, this guy's in front of the whole world. Netflix, millions of dollars, breaks Jake Paul's jaw in 2 places, decides to go back to Nigeria, almost dies. 2 of his closest friends pass away in the accident. You never know what they...
Gareth Davis raises a compelling point about Anthony Joshua's actions leading up to the accident. Fighting Jake Paul, despite the controversy, showed Joshua's professionalism and willingness to face challenges head-on. Yet, the very sequence of events now casts a shadow over that decision. The Paul brothers, already embroiled in scandal, suddenly appear even more reckless given Joshua's near-fatal crash. The juxtaposition of Joshua's disciplined approach against their careless antics paints a stark picture. While Joshua carried himself with grace in America, the aftermath in Nigeria exposes the fragility of fame and fortune. Fans are left questioning how much of this could have been avoided, and the narrative of hero versus chaos grows ever clearer.
Some very interesting and germane points you make there in this moment, Raheem. That I think what I've noticed, that obviously there were a kind of panoply of opinions about him fighting Jake Paul to take it back a week and a half. I mean, I was critical of that fight being signed, first of all, because I worried about the dangers for Jake Paul. He got his jaw broken at the end of the day, and kind of used the scars as a flag in his new moon, delusionally optimistic in his words, as he is about these things. So Anthony Joshua went to America a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, played the role which he needed to play, was very classy.
Liam Gough delivers the heartbreaking reality of Anthony Joshua's accident, highlighting not only the superstar's peril, but the tragic loss of 2 companions. This isn't just a story about a celebrity crash, it's a sobering reminder of life's unpredictability. While Joshua survived, the emotional weight of losing friends is immeasurable. Fans and the boxing community alike are reeling, forced to confront the human side of sports beyond fights and headlines. The accident underscores the thin line between fortune and tragedy. Joshua's survival is miraculous, but the shadow of grief will linger. Messages of support flood in, illustrating the global impact of this event.
Anthony Joshua injured in car accident. 2 people who I believe were with Anthony Joshua were friends of his have tragically passed away. Before I carry on reading the article, the 2 people who have tragically passed, my condolences is all I can say to their friends and families. We'll definitely offer up some prayers for them.
Wade Concept highlights the chaotic scene of Anthony Joshua's crash, revealing just how close it came to being a full-scale tragedy. The SUV hitting a stationary truck turned a normal drive into a life-or-death situation in seconds. While officials are cautious about assigning blame, the sheer danger and unpredictability of the incident cannot be ignored. Fans are left shocked, replaying the moments in their minds, imagining how things could have gone far worse. It's a reminder that even the strongest, most disciplined athletes are vulnerable outside the ring, and every lane change can carry consequences nobody anticipates.
2 officials in Nigeria, they ran into a stationary truck while trying to change lanes on the roads. Just a horrific accident. I don't want to start, assigning blame to something that I don't have the report.
Oleksandr Usyk's reaction shows the deep human side behind Anthony Joshua's car accident. Beyond the headlines and controversies, this was a personal loss. 2 close team members and friends tragically gone. Usyk's condolences are heartfelt, underlining the impact on everyone around Joshua, not just the fans. Joshua's own wishes for recovery add a layer of solidarity and resilience. It's a stark reminder that while Joshua is known for his dominance in the ring, life outside it holds unpredictability and grief. Usyk's words humanize the event, showing the world the real emotional cost of a single catastrophic accident.
Usyk said, "This is an unbelievable loss. Sinna and Latif are 2 incredible people who were not only part of AJ's team, but also friends. My sincere condolences to their families, loved ones, and everyone who knew them. Anthony Joshua, wishing you a speedy recovery. Stay strong."
Ryan Garcia's reaction underscores the shockwaves sent through the boxing world after Anthony Joshua's accident. Fellow fighters understand the fragility of life in a way outsiders rarely do, and seeing a peer in mortal danger hits hard. Garcia's voice reflects concern, solidarity, and the recognition that fame, wealth, and victories don't shield anyone from tragedy. This incident is a wake-up call to every athlete about the dangers that exist off the canvas, emphasizing that even champions face risks beyond the ring. Joshua's near-death experience reminds the entire community to value life above glory or competition. Showbiz The Adult captures the confusion and chaos immediately following Anthony Joshua's crash. Even as details remain unclear, whether anyone else was in the truck, the core fact is terrifying. Joshua's SUV collided with a stationary vehicle in Nigeria, turning an ordinary road into a scene of near tragedy. The uncertainty adds tension, making fans anxious for clarity while sending prayers and thoughts to the heavyweight icon and his loved ones. It's a stark reminder that accidents don't discriminate, and even global superstars like Joshua can be thrust into life-threatening situations. The mix of shock, sympathy, and speculation dominates the conversation online, highlighting how fragile life is and how quickly fortune can turn into danger.
And Anthony Joshua's SUV struck the stationary truck. So I just want to give you guys the breaking news. Unfortunately, Anthony Joshua was involved in a car accident in Nigeria. Prayers to Anthony H.A. Joshua and his family.
Showbiz. The Adult's account really captures the chaos and uncertainty surrounding Anthony Joshua's accident. Even at this stage, details are sketchy, leaving fans in the boxing world on edge, wondering how close AJ came to a far worse outcome. The fact that the truck was stationary yet caused such a serious collision underscores just how quickly life can change in an instant. It's a stark reminder that even elite athletes who appear nearly invincible in the ring are still vulnerable outside of it. The uncertainty about whether anyone was in the truck adds another layer of tension and concern. Supporters are left shaken, reflecting on how fragile life can be. Anthony Joshua surviving such a harrowing incident is miraculous, and the world can only hope for his full recovery, both physically and mentally.
There was someone in the stationary truck. I'm not sure about that, so I'm not going to report on that, but the truck was stationary. And Anthony Joshua's SUV struck the stationary truck.
Anthony Joshua's survival is nothing short of miraculous, but the tragedy also reminds us how fragile life is. Share your thoughts. Do you think this accident will change how AJ approaches life in boxing? Comment below now.